All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99. Welcome back to All Box and Everything. All right, y'all, so it was long overdue. It was long overdue, but the fight was actually worth it. Amir Khan versus Kell Brook. The fight actually turned out to be pretty decent, man. I enjoyed the fight overall. Kell Brook and Amir Khan, shout out to both of these fighters, for wanting to still put this fight on. They went on there. They went in there, put on a pretty good performance, but Kell Brook, you know, for the age that they're at and where they are right now, I thought it was a good fight. And Amir Khan, he could only bring what he could, that warrior's heart. Kell Brook just proved to be too much for him. And I say it was a good fight and it still paid off because this is pretty much how I saw the fight going, like back in 2016 or 2015, a few years before that, this is how I always saw the fight going, So I think they both came in there and they showed up. And the Kell Brook we saw, of course, is not the Kell Brook of old, but he still had enough tools and durability to go in there and just offset the faster fighter in Amir Khan. Amir Khan, I've always said that it's over the past 3 years I've been saying it's about time for him to go, but he did what he could. But Kell Brook, he's just too much for him. I did a video talking about this before, like how the fight would have went before and why they should have fought instead of fighting Canelo and Golovkin, because I think those two moves really did kill their career when it came down to it, So I'm just glad that they got this thing over with, got their money, and Amir Khan, he chose to retire. But just going back and looking at the fight, like I said before when I was discussing their matchup, Kell Brook, he definitely had the timing, the jab, and the physical strength that was going to offset a fast, quick-handed fighter like Amir Khan. Because Amir Khan, he has okay boxing skill, but it's mostly that hand speed and power that he relies on that overwhelms his opponents. And it wasn't going to overwhelm a durable guy like Kell Brook when it came down to it. A guy with a good, straight, long jab like Kell Brook. Kell Brook, when the first round started, I was like, oh, man, like these two guys, they look like they're ready. Like Kell Brook looked like he hadn't missed a step. He looked like he was ready for this fight, and he was. Like from the first round, when he landed that left hook that just threw Amir Khan off, I was like, oh, man, it's on. Amir Khan, the chin is always his problem, and it's always going to be his problem. So it was always going to be his problem throughout his career. So I was just glad that he finally, said, okay, this is it, because Kell Brook was not going easy on him in this fight. I mean, first round, the way he came out with those power shots, leaping in with the left hook, he knew that that's all he needed to land. Just good spearing jabs down the pipe. I mean, beating him up for like 2, 3, 4 rounds. Round 5 was probably, I think, it was round 4 or 5. That was like Amir Khan, his best showing, and it still wasn't enough. Like he landed a few good body shots here and there, like a good left hook or two. But Amir Khan couldn't hurt him. And that was the thing. If you can't hurt Kell Brook to get that respect, Kell Brook's just going to walk you down. And that's what he did the majority of these rounds. Just walked him down, speared him with jabs, leaped in with left hooks, and just kept landing that overhand right. And the thing is, man, like every time he hits Amir Khan would get that reaction. Like he wasn't hitting him with, of course, like Canelo force, like we would just put him down and out. But every time you touch that chin, you'll see that right leg just do a dance. That right leg would just do that dance, and it would come out from under him like a loose door hinge or something. The door would just swing open. Like that's how bad that chin is. Then finally, as he kept chopping him down, even in that 5th round, like the beating he gave him from rope to rope, when into round 6, shotgun jab right to the chin, boom, took that leg out from under him up again, and he just started going off on him, teeing off on him. And I thought the referee was going to step in right there, but he let it go a little bit longer to the other side of the ropes, and boom, the referee had to step in because Khan was just taking a beating at this point. I mean, round after round it was beating, but I felt like he was still trying to hold his own and use his speed and use his hand speed. But when it came down to like round 4 and 5, I was like, okay, like Kell Brook is just going off here and he's just having fun, So yeah, man, Kell Brook TKOs Amir Khan. I enjoyed it for what it was. Like I said, I could have seen it going this way, maybe like in 2016, 2017, but I think Amir Khan would have at least won a few more rounds. It might have went a couple rounds longer. Maybe Amir Khan would have taken a first round or second round with his hand speed and his power then. But, he's definitely lost steps now. But I've always felt Kell Brook would have stopped him anyways. But, yeah, I really just hate the fact these two guys just took, like, these two mismatches in their career. Like, I really got pissed off, like, when this fight could have happened in, like, 2014, 2015, What does Kell Brook choose to do? He wants to move up 160 and fight Triple G. You know what I mean? Like, 2 weight classes. You never even fought at 154, but you want to move up and fight a killer like Triple G. And then you got Amir Khan over here in 2016, right? He wants to move up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo Alvarez, right? So I'm like, what is wrong with these guys? Instead of putting their egos aside and fighting each other, they move up 2 weight classes to fight 2 guys to take years off their lives, right? That's what they did. Because, I mean, you look at Kell Brook, like, broken eye socket 2 times against Errol Spence and Golovkin. Amir Khan laid stiff and flat against Canelo. Was it really worth it to, you know, take on these 2 guys instead of fighting each other in y'all's primes? I don't know. But anyways, this fight, it was good. It was a decent fight. You know, I'm just glad that Kell Brook, you know, he looked in good shape. Amir Khan, I'm glad that he's calling it quits now. Hopefully he does. There's a rematch clause on this thing, but please don't execute it. I think that rematch clause is just, it should have said rematch only if the fight is competitive or if Khan can win a round. But if Khan gets stretched out, no rematch. That's what it should have read. But yeah, man, let me know in the comment section, guys, what y'all thought of the fight. Make sure y'all subscribe, all boxing, everything. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.